Welcome to you. My name's Dale and this is Dale's Addiction. Today I'm doing a review and first impressions, I suppose, of my Balenciaga hacker project with Gucci. Ophidia medium tote. This is similar to Gucci's Ophidia Tote in the medium size, but there's some obvious differences. So I'd been requested to do a review on this one and I bought it on the 16th of November. So I've had this bag now for 4 months and I've been using it every week for a work bag, and most recently I used it as a travel bag, so I feel like I can give you a pretty good review on it so far. So first things first, this review will be helpful in terms of the outside of the bag if you're looking at the Gucci Ophidia Tote, because the bags fundamentally are the same, except for obviously this is a hacker project, so it has BBs instead of GGs, and it also has this graffiti. On the back it is plain, but yeah, for all intents and purposes it looks very similar to Gucci's Ophidia Tote. And if you're not familiar with the hacker project, it was launched last year as a bit of a, is it still a fake if another design house actually steals your designs? And it was a collaboration between these two brands who are both owned by the Kering Group, and I think it was really innovative and cool, and I definitely wanted a piece of it. And I wanted this bag because I was looking at the Gucci bag, and to be honest, I found that it was just a bit, it can wait. Then I saw this one and I thought, that's the one that I want. So I just want to share with you some of the pros and cons of this bag, and I will reference the Louis Vuitton Neverfull in the MM size because I also have that bag, so you'll hear me talk about you'll hear me talk about comparing it to the Neverfull on certain aspects. That's why I'm doing it, because I also own the Neverfull. So, where do I start? Basically, this bag is an exact replacement for the Neverfull in my collection. They hold about the same. This one is more comfortable to use because the strap drop is slightly higher, so I find it a lot easier to wear over my shoulder than I do with the Neverfull, and also the straps are a lot wider than the Neverfull. So this is not a comparison video, so I won't, be doing comparisons, but I'm just telling you what my experience has been. The bag itself, I have an organizer inside of it, and I have previously done a video where I showed the organisers. I'll link that one below. It's a Zoomoni organiser and I have 20% off with Zoomoni, so if you are interested in getting a bag organiser, head down into my description box and you can get a discount. I'm not the only one that does it, and this is not paid in any way, but the organiser makes the world of difference for me with totes. And I'm actually struggling to use my Chanel GST tote now because I use this bag so much and it's so well organised. When I take my GST out, I'm like, God, I can't find anything. So, I know. All right, so I just want to start off with some of the pros of this bag. The first one, for me, I paid just over $3,090. Obviously this was a collaboration, but Gucci charged $2,135 for the regular model, so it is a lot cheaper to just buy the regular model. The regular model also has a beautiful microfiber suede-like finish lining, whereas my bag has more of a silken kind of lining, so it's more Balenciaga than Gucci. In terms of the internal organisation of the bag, they're pretty similar and size-wise. What do I love about this bag? If I take the organiser out, I don't actually need the organiser for structure. So just a second, I'm going to take it out. I've still left all the things that I used, that I travelled with to Melbourne. Oh God, okay. So even without the organiser, this bag holds its own. It's very structured. It doesn't collapse in on itself like a Neverfull does. So I really love that about this because it looks smart. You can set it down and you don't have to worry about it falling over. Obviously the organiser helps with the structure, but it's not necessarily required. Inside of the bag there's just one slip pocket on the front here, which I've got a mask in, and a zipper pocket on the back, which I've got some lip products in, and that's it. It does have this magnetised snap lock. That will not close when you've got the bag chock-a-block full, or it won't stay closed. And that's going to get me onto some of the cons, but in just a second. And then on the base of the bag, there are no feet. So it is just a folded over base. And it's really neatly done. But it does mean that you do have some corners here, which we'll get to. So I'm just going to pop my organiser back in. So now I've got the organiser in. You can see what I've packed inside. Through the week, and you need to go and look at that video to see what fits inside, but through the week I would usually have a laptop, my Remarkable in there as well. But for this trip I've carried my Chanel flap handbag, I've got a bottle of water, I've got my wallet, keys, like there's a spot for everything. It's really comfortably packed and it sits fantastically on top of a small rollerboard suitcase, which you can see from these mod shots right here. So in terms of cons for me, there's a couple of things, and let me just see. So I believe the magnetic closure is the same on the Gucci bag. So the thing with this is, now that I've got it full of things, see the magnet is closed, but it is under pressure. And when I went through airport security and I put my bag in a tray, yes, the trays were clean, it did pop open and my things spilt out onto the tray. So that's probably a con, because the bag's so structured. If the bag wasn't so structured, then I could have just pushed down the side of the bag so that it would have stopped things from falling out. So here's my Never Full World Tour. When I put that one on the airport tray, I close the little latch, but then I can kind of just fold it down on itself because it's soft and pliable. I can't do that with the Hacker Project bag. I'll call it the Ophidia from now on so that I'm being more uniform in my terminology. So the other con is that I only discovered because I travelled with it for the first time, is it doesn't fit under an airline seat. Now, you probably don't want to put your designer bag under the seat, but I use my bags and I want my stuff close to me because I tend to work on planes, and then when I get tired of working, I might watch some YouTube if I've got Wi-Fi on the flight or whatever. And I wasn't able to fit the bag under the seat in front of me easily. So I had to kind of like fold it in on itself and slide it under, which is pretty awkward to do in those squishy little seats. And I did like kind of rub the top, but there's no damage to it structurally. But you can just see here, there's like a little rub mark. It's nothing too bad, but it's something to be conscious of if you do want to use it for travel. It's probably going to be one of those bags that goes in the overhead locker, not under the seat in front of you. And when overhead baggage is restricted and you've got a carry-on, usually they ask that one bag goes under the seat in front and one goes in the overhead. So if that happens to be your bag, you want to make sure that it fits. So the other con that I have noticed on inspecting this bag is that you will catch these little corners on things. So there's just a tiny peel on that corner. Yeah, each corner has probably got, these two don't. These ones have got like the tiniest bit of wear. It's not really noticeable. I'm not worried about it, but because of the construction of the bag, that's going to happen. The other thing that I noticed when I was looking at it more closely is the tendency for the webbing to collect lint. I was worried that I had pulled, like I had some pilling, but I actually don't have pilling. I just had a little bit of lint on there. So that was good to know. Actually, here we go. So this is the side of the bag that's closest to my body most of the time, and what I've noticed is there's a little bit of pilling on the webbing here, which I can just shave off with a, lint remover. It's no problem, but yeah, that's probably something that would annoy some people, so you can see that. What else? No other cons. I love it. I wear it a lot. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, go and check out my Instagram feed where I do outfits of the day very regularly. And this bag, I find it hard to change out of for my working week. It's overtaken my Neverfull. It's overtaken my GST. Yeah, I know, right? So, and that's been for a solid couple of months since, the end of January? So yeah, I've really been enjoying using it as a work bag. And if you want something that's more subtle, obviously the Gucci is a lot more subtle than the Balenciaga Hacker Project. I find that for me, it fits in. Mine is a MacBook and I think that's 11 inches. So I'm not sure if a bigger laptop will fit across the width of the bag. The dimensions of the bag might help you with that. So the width of the bag is 38 centimeters. So if your laptop is smaller than that, it should be able to fit in this bag. The height is 28 centimeters and the depth is 14 centimeters. On me, I find this a great bag to carry handheld or on the shoulder. You can see there's plenty of room there, and also in the crook of my arm. I love the fact that I can switch it between something more edgy. I didn't buy this for a work bag. I kind of did, but I love it. Like, I have chosen to take this bag out as my bag of the day when I would usually choose a much smaller option. Look at me just loving it now. So I personally highly recommend it. I love that I got this particular option. I know it's not for everyone, but if you're considering a tote that you want to use for work, if your laptop will fit inside a 38 centimeter bag, then you are going to be in luck. It's a beautiful, timeless, functional bag that is weather resistant for the most part. Gucci do offer the bag in a number of combinations. Mine would be the equivalent of the ebony and beige, and there are a couple of other options that for some reason, as I'm filming this, will not pop up right now. So I actually think this is one of those bags that if you're looking for a tote and you want to be sure and you want to try it on with your outfits at home and you're awkward about returns, I'd actually consider buying this one from Gucci online. They've got a great returns policy. Buy it online, try it out with your style, see if it's comfortable without all the pressure of going into the boutique, and if you love it, keep it. If you don't, send it back, and it's easy done. But if you want the boutique experience and you're not fussed by having an audience, then definitely go try it on in boutique and see how you feel about it. But it's a big yes from me. I'm very happy with it. I'm happy that I bought it. As I said, I wear it every week, and for travel, not ideal. I will stick to the Neverfull for travel, and because I also have the Neverfull GM, it's even more smushy, and I've got a great new organizer from Zoomoni for that one as well, so which I purchased using my own code, by the way. So yeah, I feel like the structured bags for travel, they're not flexible enough. So that's the only con that I would give to this bag overall. The other wear and tear things, they're going to happen anyway. But yeah, each to their own. So I hope you found this helpful. As you know, I'm not a big fan of doing bag reviews, but I know how helpful they are. So this is my version. I hope it's been worthwhile. I'll include some pictures from my Instagram feed to give you a bit of a feel for how I style this bag. Yeah, it's definitely a firm favourite. So what are your thoughts? Do you have it? Do you love it? If you don't have it, are you considering it? If you hate it, tell us why as well. The more conversation we have, the more informed people can be. People watching these videos are obviously considering, buying this bag. So let's help them make an informed decision. If you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. I put out videos on Wednesdays and Sundays. So I'll see you in my next one. Bye.